Okay, what's up, guys? This is Mark from Entrepreneur Zone, and what you're looking at here is just a video that, and I guess a meeting that Darius and I chose to have with some of the guys closest to us and some of the people in the group on Facebook about Entrepreneur Zone, what it is, why we're launching now, what it's not, maybe get suggestions from you guys, get questions. But first, I'll just kind of introduce myself, and then we'll introduce Darius, and then we'll go through everyone, and then we'll get into it, right? I'll share my screen, show you guys some of this stuff inside, and you can ask questions. So my name is Mark Augustine. I've been doing drop shipping for a very long time, 9 years. I have a YouTube channel other than Entrepreneur Zone with Darius that we have together called No BS Dropshipping. I might change the name soon. That's a whole other story. I also have Instagram called No BS Dropshipping, and I have a blog, right? I've been in entrepreneur. I'm 37. I've been an entrepreneur. I started my first business when I was in Form 4. So like when I was 15 or 14, I've been making money online since like 2006, late 2005, 2006. And one of my hopes with this project is to share everything that I've learned over the years and kind of democratize entrepreneurship education because a lot of the education online is pricing is just about marketing, and now we don't have time for that, but I'll get into that in a second. So that Darius, and I will just kind of say so I met Darius and I, anyway, you introduce yourself, Darius. Who the fuck are you? How you know me? How we end up working on this project together?
So I'm Darius. I'm the co-founder of Entrepreneur Zone. Basically, I own Young Hustlers on Instagram with over 360,000 followers and lots of spam right now currently, unfortunately. So how did we get to know each other? It was a random Facebook message 3 years ago, something like that.
I think it's 4 years ago, because how old are you now?
I'm 25.
Right, well, it had to be at least 4 years ago.
Yeah, could have been. Mm-hmm. So basically, I ended up in Nicaragua for 6 months. I got to know Mark. We co-lived, co-worked together. I was supposed to stay there for 3 months. I said for half a year. And we thought about collaborating together like for a very long time. And now it finally happened. And with Entrepreneur Zone, so we want to provide to people like a product that is not there. So basically, we both have a problem with certain types of situations that are in the online space right now. And we try to find a solution that works for like that we feel comfortable with, where we have an own drive or some personal fulfillment, where we want to basically dive into. And this is how the idea was born. Yeah. So.
And let me just say one thing about Darius. Darius and I lived in the same house for 6 months, and he was actually there when my son was born, right? I
still remember the situation.
Yeah, like
There's one quote I will never forget.
Yeah. Well, what was it like?
It's not the dog, it's a human.
Yeah. Yeah, like not even, I have a brother that's a year younger than me, and he hasn't even met my son yet, and Darius and I lived together through that time. So we became very good friends. We kind of respect each other's work ethic. Darius is a pretty psycho when it comes to work. And we have some of the same gripes about online entrepreneurship. But anyway, let's go through quickly. Let me start with Eric next. What's up, Eric? Who are you? How the fuck you know me or Darius? And then I'll give a quick, like 30 seconds about our relationship as well.
Cool. So my name is Eric Sapola. I have known Mark since early 2018. Mm-hmm. I was doing dropshipping and dropship domination with Roger Langell back in the day. He originally dropped a course when he was retiring, but then I got into that, did not make money with it. Then my buddy was like, hey, check out this guy in Nicaragua. He has this YouTube channel for dropshipping. Just check it out. So I did. Started my store over, started to make money. And so I hit up Mark and was like, hey, dude, I followed YouTube videos and it's working. And later that year, he was like, bro, come to Nicaragua, live with me for 6 months. So I dropped out of college and moved to Nicaragua for 6 months. And my eBay income dropped to 0. But a different mentor of mine was like, hey, here's this new business. Give it a shot. So come back to Nicaragua with Mark. We implement everything and it works immediately. And now that's sparked me to be a case study for that other mentor. And now I help 6- and 7-figure businesses basically make more sales in chat and DM. I'm currently working with guys like Ecom Tom. We're doing about 10K a month right now on Rev, which is super dope. I'm a new client for Forex trading. We just started with, we did 10K our first week. And then now we're working with this guy. He's like the big guy for branding on Instagram. His name is Ryan White. we are going to be doing God knows how much revenue this first month. So I'm very, very excited about that. But that's basically what I do. I'm 21 years old and I'm college dropout, but I'm making really good money doing DM closing. And so that's my shtick. And Darius, I met through Mark, I'm pretty sure. I was not in Nicaragua at the same time Darius was. It was shortly after he left that I went. But we've talked online a couple of times, different calls we've had. But yeah, it's a good little family we have.
And I'll put Eric's Instagram and Facebook and everything in the description. I'll put everyone links so you guys could check them out. Eric applied to one grind camp. We have this thing called grind camp. We applied to one grind camp, but it didn't happen because of the situation in Nicaragua. Then he came to Dropship House. Eric and I admire Eric on a lot of things and we disagree on a lot of things. And I think that is important because in entrepreneurship is not like mathematics, right? In mathematics, 1 and 1 is 2 at all times. In entrepreneurship, there are different ways, different strategies, different opinions about pricing, product, about everything. And I think that it is important in our space to understand that like people can disagree and have different opinions and still both be successful. And I think that the diversity in the community that we want to build is very important. But yeah, sorry, let me stop. Who else? I want to go in kind of like order of how long I know. I don't even know who this Stefan. Darius, do you know who Stefan is?
Nope.
All right, so Roman just jumped online, and both Darius and I know Roman. So Roman, introduce yourself real quick. Where you from? Who you are? How you know me or Darius? Go ahead. We have to be quick because this time is going. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, my name is Roman. So I've known Mark for a while. When did we meet? February? No, before that, because I jumped into his inner circle about a year and a half ago or so.
No, I was on Inner Circle was a year and a half, so it had to be like 2 years.
Yeah,
well,
2 years ago.
No, yeah, like you came in September 2018.
Wow, okay, so it's been a while. I didn't even realize it's been that long. But yeah, so yeah, I jumped in there. I just did eBay drop shipping for a while. I moved to Nicaragua to live with Eric and a few other guys for 3 months in the dropship house. I left that, let's see. So I guess to speed it up, I left the dropship house, came back to the US, did drop shipping and a few other things for a while. And now my focus is credit repair and Amazon FBA. So that's where my focus is right now.
And how do you know Darius? Have you met Darius in person?
I've never met Darius.
Everyone was in Nicaragua at a different time as me.
Yeah. And let me just say one thing about Roman. Roman is a very, I don't want to get into smart, but it's weird. Roman is a lot younger than I am, and he has been able to give me a lot of advice and clear my mind on how to process some things in some very challenging situations. So
Yeah.
I bring that up because I want to kind of focus on the diversity and different, like what we work on, the type of personalities and that type of stuff. But yeah, so let's really quickly. All right, I'll just go from what I see on my screen. Alex, who are you? Where are you from? Go really quickly, and then go ahead.
I'll go very quickly. Hi guys, my name is Alex Trung. I'm a copywriter and I run a Kindle publishing business. That's where I made my first $100,000 online. It's kind of like FBA, but with books. So kind of that process. And then right now I also run a new YouTube channel / podcast. That's where I met Mark. We just had our first interview a couple weeks ago. I've not met Darius yet, but nice to meet you, Darius.
Yeah. Where are you from, Alex?
I'm from the United States in Washington State, and I'm 20.
Okay, sweet. So I'll put Alex, the links in the description to Alex, Instagram, YouTube, podcast, all that good stuff. Marco, who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing on this call?
Hey, how you doing, guys? My name is Marco. So I've been working for Mark for a year now.
Yeah.
I started doing drop shipping, and then now I'm working as a salesman for the Amazon Done For You service. So I'm helping him out with that. Mm-hmm. I met Darius too, like 6 or 7 months ago when we were at the hotel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met some of the other guys too. Roman and Eric, I think I met him when they
Yeah.
came to Dropship House.
Yeah.
So, and now I'm gonna be the affiliate manager for the Entrepreneur Zone.
Okay, so let me just say a couple things about Marco. I hired Marco. He grew up in the States. He's from Nicaragua. He has like US banking, old eBay account, all that shit. When he was working for me, managing an eBay account, he kept bothering me to use Diashini on his own eBay account. And I kept saying no because I knew as soon as he started running his own eBay account, he'll quit. And I was right. He started running his own eBay account and then did quit. And then he's still running his own eBay account and he produces some content for the YouTube channel and some training for Entrepreneur Zone. And other than running his own eBay account, he does work with me and he would be managing the affiliate. He'll be the manager of the affiliates for Entrepreneur Zone for Darius and I. Okay. Miguel, who are you? Where are you from, really quickly?
He wrote in a chat.
Okay.
So he says he joined Entrepreneur Zone in early December.
Okay, sweet. So he's one of the current members of Entrepreneur Zone 1.2. And Darius, I guess you can explain what that is after. And let me just, one more person, and there's Stefan on the line. Let me just let Sarah introduce who she is really quickly, and then we'll get into it. Sarah, who are you? Where are you from? Where are you now? I can't hear you. Hold on.
No, the microphone is muted.
Yeah, you're muted. Right, go ahead.
Okay, I think I'm good.
Right.
Hi. All right, so I'm Sarah. I'm originally from the States. I met Mark November 2018, I believe, when I moved to Nicaragua. Oh, that's my little girl.
And she doesn't like me very much, but go ahead.
So I started drop shipping on eBay when I was down there, working with Mark. I believe the first week or two after you trained me personally, I think I was hitting like $1,000 a day in sales on eBay.
Right.
My store was doing pretty good. I came back to the States this past November, and I'm about to jump into Amazon drop shipping.
Okay, sweet. All right, guys. So nice to see you, Sarah. I hope your family is safe over there. So what I want to do now, I'm going to go into Darius. I don't know what's up, Stefan? I don't know if you want to, I think Darius you want to do a share screen, Darius? And kind
you can do it if you want, like if you want to take the lead and then feel free.
And then I'll just reach out to you for different things because, so I'm going to share my screen really quickly. Those of you guys who are on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. This will be available in a couple of days. We don't want to give an exact date. But do you guys see my screen? You see?
Yep.
Okay, so what you're looking at here is Entrepreneur Zone 2.0, right? As Miguel suggested, he joined Entrepreneur Zone in December. So Darius and I had some very similar ideas on a platform we wanted to build. And Darius had already branded Entrepreneur Zone and had over 150 training various videos on various topics in the entrepreneurship and online entrepreneurship space. So he launched that as Entrepreneur Zone 1.0. And this is what we're going to launch within the next week, right? Basically what we're trying to solve here is entrepreneurship education, right? The idea is to create a platform that has applied entrepreneurship education. What I mean by applied entrepreneurship education, so like most of the things you learn here, you could go out and apply. So you'll have anything from marketing theory, Facebook ads, Instagram marketing, YouTube marketing that you could apply to different business models. And then you would have certain business model blueprints like eBay dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, Kindle, and then other type of entrepreneurship education, managing finances, credit, that type of stuff. This is not going to be throw up all the videos type of thing, pay once and get everything. As entrepreneurs, we're supposed to be educated consistently on a continuous basis because things are changing very quickly, right? So we should be educated on obviously all the principles of business, marketing, supply and demand, profit margin, accounting, paying taxes, legally not paying taxes, managing credit, raising capital, all that type of stuff. Certain things that are universal, but as the internet changes and the landscape of entrepreneurship changes, there's a lot of things that change as well. Like I've been making money online since 2006. In 2006, there's no way Instagram was around. You couldn't build an audience of 400,000 people in a year, 100% free without putting out any ads, as Darius did. And it's those type of things that will continue be educating you guys on the platform, right? This is not just the employees of Entrepreneur Zone having an input or developing all the training. We have already started to reach out to certain professionals, PhDs, masters, like actual professors in universities, as well as successful entrepreneurs, because there's a big disconnect between formal education and modern entrepreneurship education. And I think that could be obvious just from the people, all the success that we have on this call. We all have different formal education levels and all have different work experiences, but we have all found a level of success. And our hope is by building this community around entrepreneurship education, that we can share this, our experience, our information, at an affordable price, right? We expect to launch it at $9.97 a month, and that would never go up. It does not have any upsells per se. You get it, you sign up, you get everything. There's certain training programs that might come in from certain professionals that we have dealt with that you might get 40% off their courses by a member of Entrepreneurs, by being a member of Entrepreneur Zone. But I don't want to go into too much of those details and right now, but this is the platform that you're looking at. So when I went to university, I studied mathematics, right? You go to class and the professor teaches you, or you read books and all this stuff. But most of our learning and most of our solving big problems was from interacting and sitting down together and sharing opinions and sharing how you look at a problem and so on. And when Darius and I looked at a lot of the education platforms online, especially in entrepreneurship, Teachable, Udemy, Skillshare, all the marketers on the internet selling entrepreneurship education, a couple of things were obvious. There was a lack of like true communication between students and the educators, whether you want to call them gurus, teachers, whatever. There's a culture online of not openly challenging the information that you're consuming in this business space, because a lot of the times we look at the influencers as like gurus, as I said, which kind of distorts and in my opinion, distorts and slows down the learning process if you can't challenge the information they're given in public. And we just try to duplicate that experience of going to a formal education institution, like the actual education, the networking, the collaboration on an online platform with the focus on entrepreneurship education. And on a continuous basis, we plan to keep putting out new courses, new programs, updating the ones we have, and inviting a lot of professionals to contribute to the education library that we have, right? I'm just gonna click around a little bit. It's a basic, if you're on a lot of these social media platforms, you have a profile, you can upload pictures, you have friends, which is your network. You can see right now there are 4 people online, but the focus is the education, right? When someone takes a course, there's a notification, and let me just go into the courses real quick so you can see. And I'll take questions and answers in a second. Right now, I think, right, so we have Instagram crash currently, Facebook ads, sales funnels, eBay dropshipping, Shopify dropshipping, digital marketing, graphic design, one-on-one sales funnels. We have a lot of, as you can see, we have a lot. Amazon dropshipping will be added. There will also be a feature within the platform where okay, so let me go on the home page. So if you guys see their upcoming events, what these events are going to be are live webinars or classes relatively similar to what we're doing now, but within the platform. So the same $9.97 that you get, that you pay monthly, would cover not just the pre-recorded education, not just the interaction in groups, forums with all the students and educators, but also live events where you could interact or learn from the educators, as well as go back and forth with a lot of students. And those live events, or those live online events, would be controlled by admin and educators. Every member would also automatically be an affiliate to the program. Currently, the affiliate program would be 50% a month forever, as long as the person subscribes. So if you invite someone and they sign up because of you, you get 50% every month until they stop signing up, right? And I think it's important the bottom line is a lot of the online education that we have online is online education. A lot of the entrepreneurship education that we have online, like you could see 100 different Instagram courses. Most of them are the same, and most of them are not updated quickly enough. So our goal here is to continuously updating and create a culture of personal development and community development, right? Because everyone can have the same information, but work ethic and execution usually separates who's more successful and less successful. So I've always, and Darius and I have a lot of conversation about pricing, of course, and all that type of stuff. And I've always questioned what that was like online. What's up, Andrew?
I think also one important thing to mention is that many people charge you like $1,000 for one course, and many people want to start a business on a budget. So they spend $1,000 on the course, they have $100 or $200 maybe left for advertising and to starting a business. And our goal is to make it basically affordable for anyone, and that you can put the money that you would actually spend on a course into the business itself and start growing from there. So this is also an important aspect. The second thing also what is important to mention is that right now entrepreneurs, everyone who wants to start a business, everyone who wants to connect with someone and get some aid, get some help, get, I don't know, something to grab on, has to go to Facebook groups or has to browse Telegram, has to browse different websites. And here you have everything in one place. So basically also when you sign up to Entrepreneurs Zone, we're going to have an onboarding sequence. We can pick various interests. You're going to be automatically added to specific groups or like topic specific groups. And there's going to be interaction inside. Okay, so when you come up with a problem, you can post this problem. This problem is going to be resolved from within the community. So it's just like a crossover platform for everything that you're going to need. And the focus here is not to charge people thousands of dollars, because we know that in the coaching space also there's lots of people who focus on this $1,000, 1,000 times principle, where they try to make $1 million selling 1,000 courses basically. So there's lots of people in there who sell courses to sell courses and who don't sell courses in order to teach. So it's like two different worlds. So we're basically starting a counter movement in a different direction.
And let me say something, right? I have sold training for $1,500. I have sold training for $3,000. And some of you guys know that, right? These business models do work. We're not, as I said, when we started in the beginning, I was saying that there are a lot of business models that work and don't work. We might even do case studies, and I can show you examples of businesses that myself, Darius, and other leaders have executed at with high ticket products and made hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in a short space. So we are not saying that those type of businesses cannot be built ethically and make hundreds of thousands of dollars, but there's a very thin line. And all of that are topics that I would like to be able to cover in Entrepreneur Zone, and maybe have leaders and students execute. But the idea of building this community and building this platform is sort of a real safe space of entrepreneurship education, where you're not bombarded by this. Let me tell you, me and Darius went back and forth about selling some high ticket stuff and low ticket stuff around Entrepreneur Zone, right? And then we even thought about it would be interesting for us to execute that outside of the platform, and we all learn from it as well. So we're focused on open education and open collaboration without restricting any ethical business that could be executed.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that without like thinking like, we're like some do-gooders that don't think anything should be sold for thousands of dollars. Don't get me wrong. There are places that can and will be done, and you can make millions of dollars. But this platform is not where any of that is going to be marketed to the user. So there should be a bit of like openness within the community. And yeah, like even like I remember doing webinars where we did an upsell for $3,000 products and we made like $300,000 in like 45 days, right? But yeah, we're just trying to build an open platform where we could actually build the place for entrepreneurship. If you look at any other, so a lot, like I have been searching a lot for paid social media networks, right? And I haven't been able to find one. And what you have on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, once you're on that platform, you deal with marketing, you deal with ads, you deal with, which is fine. We as entrepreneurs take advantage of those ads to make money. So I'm not saying it's a negative thing, but the purpose of us having a subscription base is so that the platform is not funded by ads, so that especially now that we're going through this lockdown and all the ups and downs in the world, at least this space, we're kind of protected from any ads and any paid marketing, right? So that is something as well.
Not even just ads, but I deleted like 50, 60 Facebook friends just because I'm being spammed with distractions that keep you busy doing nothing and focusing on the wrong stuff. And if you dive into this space, you're already like, you just dive into it. There's nothing gonna be about coronavirus on the left and something about I don't know, some other bullshit on the right side. It's just a focus space for people who want to actually take action and not procrastinate on a social media platform like for 3 hours a day.
Right. So yeah, so any of you guys have any questions? I mean, I know there's a few people on the call, so I don't know if you want to like send a message who has a question in the chat, and then first let me stop sharing. Or let me stop sharing. So anyone that has a question, you can just put it in the chat and I could unmute you. All right, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead, Roman.
Cool. So yeah, so basically the idea behind it is you want the platform to be constantly updated, right? Like that's so on the creator side, how would you motivate the creators to constantly update it on Entrepreneur Zone without like, because like a lot of creators, like if they spend time learning, say Amazon FBA or this and that.
Okay, perfect. So that's a perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
So in the beginning, so first of all, I think that's one thing that I'm glad you asked it like that. The platform is not a platform where anyone who wants to make money from courses could jump on and just make courses and try to sell it. That's not the purpose of the platform. In the beginning, we as Entrepreneur Zone would produce most of the training. We would bring in experts in credit, in closing, in copywriting, and build some sort of joint venture, whether it is we pay an upfront fee and increase their affiliate commission from 50% to more, whether it's we just increase affiliate commission. That is part of it. Right now we have the base courses and we have a certain number of experts that develop courses for us for the platform. And we deal with experts on a one-by-one basis kind of, but it's not
like an approval process for like someone to come in. Oh, okay.
Right, because that is one of the challenges that we have online and in online education space. Anyone could make a course, anyone could pretend like they know what they're doing. Once you sound smart and your marketing is decent, and there's no real way for a student who knows nothing about the course to know if the information is right or wrong.
So the brand of Entrepreneur Zone would be more you know, because anybody can sell a course. So basically, you're kind of verifying that the creators or the teachers are actually legitimate before you allow them to like present their.
If you this is one of the elements of formal education and online education that we're trying to break the back, that we're trying to solve, right? When you go to, I went to Morgan State, or if you go to Harvard, or if you go to FIU, or if you go to any formal education institution, you have a certain level of security that what you're learning is vetted to a certain extent. In the online space, you could say, okay, and someone watching this might say, yeah, Mark, but Udemy, you have, you can give feedback and give stars, and there's a review system, and that is how it's done on the internet. And the challenge with that model is that most of us are marketers, and most of us know how to game that system to sell more courses. If you look at Udemy, Udemy starts asking for a review 20 minutes within the course. So and it's a business, and we're focused on business. Udemy has everything. I mean, they have from knitting to mathematics, right? But 20 minutes into a Instagram marketing course or into a Facebook ads course does not give you enough time and does not give you enough information to properly review that course. It could be bullshit. But because the person sounds intelligent or might be a salesperson, you might buy into it, give them really high reviews, and then on these platforms like Udemy, those courses sell a lot. And I have seen multiple of those type of courses that might be first, second, third, fourth, or fifth in their category, and it's a piece of shit. And the only reason I could tell it's a piece of shit is because I know that information before. When a student takes a course and has no sort of reference and no experience and not someone to give them any sort of direction, they go through a process of wasting time, money, failing, and there's no sort of like, did I fail if it was because of me, or did I fail if it was because of the information? A lot of people would give up, right? And that is something that I've gone through myself. That's something that I've seen other people going through. So it's a very specific problem that I think in the education space, some of the just straight up marketing tactics need to be kind of taken out of to keep there should be some sort of quality control, right? And the quality control shouldn't be a market. Yeah, the quality control shouldn't be who can market better when it comes to education.
That's true, because it's the wild, wild west out here. So I like that, and I think that would be a strong brand, because I think a lot of people are sick of, you know, spending $1,000 on a course and then they find out, you know, the guy's just a great marketer and they bought into it. And then you're right. Like, a lot of people will think, hey, maybe I'm just not smart enough to do it right or whatever. That's not why I'm making money, rather than the guy was just a great marketer and you bought in and it's not really good and it's old information. So that's good, man. It'd be good for like the ad to talk about that, because a lot of people have that problem.
I mean, that was me, right? Anyway, go ahead, Darius. Sorry.
No, one important thing also to know is, just as an example, there's this ClickFunnels 2 Comma Club award when you earn $1 million and you get like some nice thing to hang up your wall, right? This means that you made $1 million of sales. That doesn't mean that you provided $1 million in value. So you can be good in selling, but the backend product might be still a piece of shit. So you don't have this verification. The one core advantage that we have, for example, Mark, you have over 8 years of experience in dropshipping and different things. I have around 4 years of experience. And we also worked with many, many people. For example, I just hired like an email marketer who works in commission. And he agreed to, for example, also make a course on Entrepreneur Zone. And I know that this person is qualified because he's sending emails from my account. And that converts. Mark also worked with lots of people who, for example, you have experience with videographers because you work with Nayat, etc., right? And based on this experience that you have, you can also verify, is person A, B, C also like capable of, for example, creating something of value. So this is also one huge advantage that I think we have in the space, that we worked on the left side, on the right side, and we have these connections of people where we know that they actually practice what they preach, basically.
And as we grow the community, so for instance, one of my best friends is this dude called Alex Nerney. Alex was in Forbes magazine. He makes over $100,000 a month blogging. If you look up how to make money blogging and all that stuff, he's there. I talk to Alex whenever I want. And that is someone who I want to get into Entrepreneur Zone. As the community grows, it would be even easier to bring in more and more experts, because the eyeballs that they get would keep growing, right? And we are willing to give up the majority of any sort of financial benefit that we have from bringing in some of these experts in order to build a bigger community of true entrepreneurs who want to learn and want to challenge each other, right? Because this is not, I wish it was a dictatorship, but it's not. All right, who else has?
That reminds me of Amazon. I like that.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of Amazon, how they gave up. It's for the brand. I like that, yeah.
And they monitor their sellers like a motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly.
And their focus is on the buyer. And that is, I didn't even compare to that. That is that's a very good, I see a lot of parallels in the focus on the user, right? On the customer. But yeah, and the customer is not the marketer to an extent. It's a very thin line. But anyway, what other questions, guys? What's up, Andrew? I hope the virus, the Queen Corona is gone. What other questions you have, guys? Or also, if you think it's a shit, or if you think there are any, if you disagree, or you think there are any like things we could fix, then so guys watching this on YouTube, we did not. I don't want, like, as I said, the only way to get better is to know what we can get better, right? So as this goes on, my hope is that you guys would be involved in, give us opinions, involved in, if you have an expertise creating content, once it's approved, and involved in giving us feedback on what we can make better. As of right now, you could add friends. So let me share again.
What we also want to do is we want to add feedback forms. So we want to make it interactive so that we can get like feedback from existing members in order to basically build out the platform according to the needs and problems that appear.
So for some reason, there are 5 people online right now. So you can see who's online. You have friends. Where's my friends? I have a couple of friends right now. So a couple of you guys are already my friend. You can send messages. I'm not going to share my message with you guys. You can see courses. You can join different groups. There are groups for pretty much all the interests. We have a couple ideas of giving out badges on your profile when you finish a course, so that within the ecosystem you can see, oh, you just look at someone's profile and know that they would have completed all of the Instagram course, right? And then you all could have conversation around that. So there's a lot of what happens on Teachable and Facebook and in all these different places. Our goal is to have that happen organically within the platform, right? Okay, what other questions? Give me some questions, guys. We have like 13 more minutes, so we can take some questions.
Yeah, I've got a thought. So what's up, guys? First of all, good to see some familiar faces. And so like for me, before I ever started doing anything online, for me it was like, kind of like, where do I begin? Like, there's so many options, kind of like information overload. And that's what a big challenge is for a lot of people, I think. And so obviously there's, so on Entrepreneur Zone, there's going to be a few different courses. So that could be, in a sense, it makes me think it might be challenging because like trying lots of different things rather than focusing on one thing. So that's.
Am I sharing my screen?
Yeah.
You see this little thing right here?
Oh, I see. Great.
Cool. So Darius, did you want to say something?
Yeah. So I wanted to refer to this. So start here. It's not built out yet, but as we launch, what we want to do is we want inside this category. Start here. We want to implement something for every beginner who has no idea on actually where to start or what he wants to do. So we want to give the person like the first guidance, the first push, the first impulse, show different possibilities that are there that you can filter from, so that you can find the right, let's say, business model for you, first of all, and then also related to this business model, the modules that are going to be relevant and important for you. Okay, so you're going to have, like, you start from one point and then you're going to have the choice A, B, C, D, E, F, and we give you all the components, all the pieces that you're going to need with the video modules so that you can work your way from A to Z. basically.
And let me add to that as well. And I'll add to it because my focus, Darius and I have different experience in different skills, right? My focus on the platform is around education. The reason for that, everything in my family, my mother is a teacher, my grandfather is a principal, my grandmother worked in the Ministry of Education, my brother runs a private school, my aunt worked in the Ministry of Education. So all me and my two brothers studied mathematics at university. A lot of stuff in our family is around education. A lot of my experience is around education. And one of the goals I have with the education side of Entrepreneur Zone is to break down from top to bottom. So a lot of people jump into online business without understanding demand and supply, without understanding sales, marketing, without understanding what a business is selling, profit margin, that type of stuff. And then you start with the foundation and theory. So what is a business, how you make money, profit margin, what is marketing, what is sales, what is added value, how pricing, and so on. So you start with the theory and then you come down. There are certain business blueprints, eBay dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, building a service business based on free traffic, based on paid traffic, all that type of stuff. Different type of business models require a certain amount of money. Some might be able to be started with no money. Some might be able to be properly started with $2,000 or $3,000 or $10,000, right? So the idea here, and one of the reasons why anyone can't just jump on and throw up a course is because the idea here is that we build an actual, if you ever gone to university, there are prerequisites and you have to do algebra before you do calculus 1, before you do calculus 2, before you do linear algebra and topology and theoretical calculus, right? So the idea is, although we may not force you to do certain prerequisites, we would put the structure there so anyone can come on the platform. And we as a company, even when we have outside experts coming in and developing training courses or just a lecture on a specific topic, we could properly connect it and make it flow so that the users of the platform would understand where these different pieces of education fit, right? So you could talk about, okay, if I want to start a business and I have zero skills, what is the easiest thing I could start, right? So there's a lot of that, Andrew, that would be controlled because we control the education. We continuously working on defining everything, building a structure, building a flow of what we learn first, second, third. And with the community built in around the education, there will be people live at any time to give feedback on, I don't understand. Where do I start? I'm this person. What do I do? Right? So it's other than the structure of how we put together the actual training, there'll also be the community and live facilitators hired by us as well to help in that transition or help in that progress of if someone jumps on and has never been an entrepreneur before, and where do they start? Because I think that is also a problem, because entrepreneurship and starting a business is so ambiguous, and you could start with so many different things. A lot of kids will jump on, or a lot of people, old people, whoever, will be like, yeah, I'm stuck at home. I'm just talking about where we are now. I'm stuck at home. I need to make some extra money. Where do I start? And the idea is to have all those pieces to not have that information overload, because that is definitely something that Darius and I talk about on a regular basis, and a problem that also needs to be solved. And part of that problem would be solved by controlling the education that's produced, structuring it properly as universities and different formal education institutions do, and then give the live feedback on and direction, right? When you go to university, you could get office hours with the professor, you could get office hours with an assistant professor, or you could talk to the students to get feedback. I think those three different elements is what also is missing in this online business education, making money online space, and that is certain elements that we have put together to kind of help solve that problem.
I think this is also where this chasing the shiny object comes from, because you get a limited amount of options, or you see the first thing, you jump into it, and then you find out, okay, this is not something for me. You might already have spent $500 to $1,000 for a course or a coaching or whatever before you figure out that actually if it is something for you or if it's not. So starting from this very top and then breaking it down into all these pieces, which also trying to solve this problem so that you can actually find the proper focus straight away and actually find, like I said, find the focus point and the road where to go without causing this mass confusion.
So Andrew, part of that element of information overload is the fact that a lot of people don't take into consideration the type of business you start usually is directly and are successful at. So you can start millions of businesses, but the type of business you start and are successful at are usually connected with who you are, the skills you have, and what you can execute best. And there's too much of this. You can make money here, and you can make money here, and you can make money here. When each one, the truth is, most of these businesses or business models that we see marketed online can be successful. Facebook, Shopify stores, eBay dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping, social media marketing, trading, the Kindle, making your own self-publishing. All of these different things are successful business models. The marketers of these business models don't take the time to focus on what makes these things successful, and then do you have the finances or the skills to make these things successful? So you end up being out there in the ocean looking at all these opportunities, not knowing that you should know who the fuck you are, not knowing that certain models need, a lot of these business models are around content marketing, right? Within content marketing, you could do blogging, you could do videos, you could do Twitter, you could do images on information images on Instagram, build an audience, and then sell something, right? It would be a big shortcut if someone who studied graphic design knows that I have that skill and it could be applied to building a business. A lot of times, us as young entrepreneurs that want to learn a certain business model, we just keep buying and buying and buying in, and then figure out which one fits us if you have the money to keep spending and learning, right? So it's all of those things that are not properly structured on the open internet. Because a lot of you guys would look at this as a platform, as just we're going to throw up an application and blow up and run paid ads and all this. No. The road that Darius and I decided to go down is a real committed, difficult road to solve a specific problem, and we're willing to put in the time, money, and structure to make it happen. You see what I'm saying? And that's why, like, having this call and talking about these details is very interesting, because it's easy to say, yeah, we want to throw up a platform to help with entrepreneurship education. And there's so much involved in that and so many problems that need to be solved in that it is not that simple. And these type of conversations would help us let you know the direction that we're going in, and also get feedback on where we're missing things, right? Because this is something that Darius and I have been going back and forth for a couple of years.
Yeah, this is just an idea I have. Because one thing I was thinking about is that a lot of people, before they get into something, whether it's real estate or trading or Amazon or eBay, they're sold like a fake life. I think it would be cool if entrepreneurs that teach in the Entrepreneur Zone could do maybe, like, I don't know, a series or something of them, somebody filming their actual day-to-day life, or like what it is to actually be a copywriter. What is it to actually be like, I don't know, whatever you are, a real estate investor, to get more reality. Because I think there's a lot of like supercar, private jet type marketing going on. So I think if someone could really, film, hey, this is what I'm actually doing day to day to be who I am, to be that. So
yeah, that's interesting, because, and Darius, we'll take a note of that, and Mark will take a note of that, so when we're building out, because one example of that is when you look up like wholesaling, right? Real estate wholesaling. You hear all these numbers and how much you can make from a contract, and you're flipping contracts, and you're doing arbitrage and all this cool stuff. But the day-to-day of doing research on finding the proper property, finding the proper deals, finding the discounts, negotiating, the cost of a lawyer, like there's a lot of those details that are deliberately left out because marketers want to sell. Marketers want to sell their course or for as high as possible to as many people as possible. You're mute. Roman, I'm not hearing you for some reason.
You can't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was saying because a lot of people might think they want to do something until they see what the actual real day-to-day of it is.
Right.
Like you might think you want to be a professional day trader or whatever until you realize you got to wake up early every day to like look at the market or do this and that. So yeah, I think a day-to-day thing would be cool.
And remember, I brought up the fact that there are a lot of things in formal education that are missing in this wild west entrepreneurial territory we live in. When you go to university, at least for me, there were advisors, right? Career advisors. So like when I was studying mathematics, you get to speak to someone that has experience studying mathematics at a high level, and they could kind of explain what directions you could go in and what options you have, right?
Yeah.
In entrepreneurship, the nature of entrepreneurship, I think is one of the reasons that that's difficult to have in this space. But I also think it's important because the world of work is going in that direction. The world of work is going more in gigs, short-time positions, freelancers, building your small, medium, big businesses. And I think this global crisis we're going through now just helps speed up that process, right? And because so many people are so focused on their personal problems and drama that's happening now, I think no one realized that. But when Darius and I started to talk about Entrepreneur Zone, one of the things why I wanted to do it, and one of the things I was worried about, is that it's easy to say our parents went to school and got a good job and blah, 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 right? And times are changing. But no one was actually sitting down and trying to formulate a big solution to this problem. And I think that we had more time. Like I think without this crisis, maybe 3, 4, 5 years would have passed. And then a lot of people would have lost jobs with automation and with outsourcing and with different technological things that were changing anyway. But I think that this crisis that we have now has sped that up outside of the economy and the problems, right? I think this has also sped up those problems that needed to be solved, because now people are okay. In the dropshipping space, I remember about a year ago, I was like, the way the world is working, there's going to be more one-on-one sales on a global scale, right? There's going to be more interaction because of technology, of people being at home selling other people at home stuff, whether it's services, goods, handcrafted stuff, brand new used stuff. I just kind of saw that growing as YouTube changed, as Instagram changed, as how people use technology changes. And I think this is forcing that change, because now you have people that cannot be connected personally, and they have to figure out how to communicate and do business without connecting personally. And a lot of the bullshit, a lot of the weird marketing and hype that can be faked are going to disappear a lot faster than it would have before. So I can't remember even the question I was trying to answer, but that's where we are now. And the world of work, I remember with the first grind camp we had, there was a guy from France who helped restructure a lot of the equivalent of Fortune 500 companies in Europe. And he was concerned about the world of work and how work was changing and how companies keep their smartest people, and people are not looking at working in the same company for 30 years and that type of stuff. And the direction is more going into entrepreneurship, short-term jobs, freelancers, building businesses. And more people need to be prepared for that formally, not just the tactics and what they do every day, but even like the mindset and what you need to do every day to wake up at home and be motivated to get work done every day from home, right? Like that is something that I am used to, because I've been doing it since 2005 when a digital nomad was not a thing, right? And now our parents who never went through that, now look at us at home working and making money. And a lot of them like, now it's changing, right? A lot of our parents will know now. But there's still a divide of people who are just used to like having that person or having the fear of losing your job and the discipline of going to a job and people looking at your stuff and now have to figure out how you're going to do this at home, right? So there are a lot of different contextual things that come up, not just from the tactics and the execution, but about how that is done on a continuous basis and how you execute on that every day. And all of those things are things that are not continuously touched on or redefined or taught properly. And like, so all of that is a framework that we are building and continuously evolving to solve a lot of these problems around modern entrepreneurship and around making money and jobs and that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm just fucking talking too much, sorry. But yeah, we've already gone over the hour, I think. So is there any quick question? Every quick thing you want to add, Darius?
Not really, I think.
Like we have a lot of work to do to get this stuff done. Like we had calls with, we have calls pretty much every day with our in-house developers and project managers, as well as a company that we work with overseas. My hope is that all you guys on this call will get involved, whether it is we have some sort of joint venture agreement where you could use some of your skills and develop some education. And there are different ways we could structure this, right? Like we know, let me just say something. We know there are some people in this space that sells their education for hundreds or thousands of dollars that may be worth it and would not want to develop something for something at a cheaper price for whatever reason. And we know there are people that would, right? So this is not an automated, on the creation of education side, we are just simply trying to work with experts so we could verify that they know what they're talking about. And then we would structure how the joint venture works to create the best product for our customers. But and my hope is that you guys will get involved. If you could contribute, get involved in the community, get involved in helping us grow the community. We plan to give away as much affiliate commission as possible to help to grow the community, because I think this is definitely something that is needed for myself as well, right? I was talking to Darius about this morning. We have a lot of guys in the office that manage Amazon accounts. And we get questions every day in my office asking how to build Amazon, how to do a UPC, how to price, how to this, how to that. And it would be interesting if within the platform, there are people who are currently doing it, could share that they're doing it and also willing to help. And that is the difference, because a lot of people do not help because they don't want to saturate the market. There are certain markets that just, it's all about competition. So it's a culture and a community and education we actually are building here, and a specific problem that we're solving globally. And we want to be the place for entrepreneurs online. It may not be the place you jump on and market stuff like Instagram, but you can learn how to jump on Instagram and market within this community. Anything else before we go, guys? Yeah, I guess you're like, this motherfucker talks too much. I don't want to set up. So, all right, guys, I want to thank you for your time. Darius, myself, Marco, a lot of us need to get back to work to make sure we get this out for you. The tentative launch date is or was Sunday. We have to do a couple more tests to see if we make it. Even if we don't, we have about a week, because the training that we have in there is needed. The live training within the platform that we have planned is needed. And I'm excited after a couple of years to be able to finish this project, start building an actual community, and see more people within our community make money and make a lot of money. And that's what the sad thing is, our goal is not just community, but the ability for people to know that they can change their lives, they can have a better life, whatever that life looks like. And there's some people that want a lot of money and want to buy a lot of cool stuff and want to drive nice cars, and that's fine. And there's some people who just want to like make a lot of money, stack it, not buy a lot of cars, reinvest. And that is fine as well, right? And that is also part of this whole entrepreneurship journey, because you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want out of life. You have to know where you could put in 12, 14-hour days, no problem, and the days to not, right? So there's a balance, and there's a lot of personal development and personal understanding. I actually hope to get a couple psychologists to contribute a lot to the platform as well, because I think the whole road of entrepreneurship, modern entrepreneurship, being in public, dealing with making decisions based on money and making decisions based on image and why you do certain things. I think modern entrepreneurs have a lot more psychological stress because of the public nature of entrepreneurship now than before. And I think psychology and understanding your brain, understanding dopamine, understanding stress, happiness, understanding goal setting, dealing with failure, all of that stuff is very important that a lot of entrepreneurs don't cover. I personally, when my wife got pregnant, I was like, I need to go to a psychologist now because I don't know what I'm setting up myself for. And my experience with that has given me insight on the value of psychology and the value of understanding your brain, understanding yourself, understanding how to keep motivated, how to be happy, how to execute and keep motivated. And execution on a daily basis is very important to success. And that is directly connected to your brain, dopamine, staying motivated. And all of that is stuff that we would be covering and structuring on Entrepreneur Zone. So now that you guys had some time to get to know Darius and myself, get to know the project, my hope is you would understand that it's not just like, we're not just throwing up a piece of software and looking at some metrics and trying to lower our increase our conversion rate, lower our cost per click and all this stuff. We're going a little deeper and trying to solve real problems that people around the world have in building businesses and in starting their own business. All right, guys. So thanks for your time. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to our channel, because my hope is that we would build this as a community. I look forward to seeing you guys inside Entrepreneur Zone. I look forward to myself, Darius, all the educators and all the employees helping to answer you guys' questions and helping you guys to start and build successful businesses. And have a good one, guys. Be safe, make money, or don't. But
all right, peace out, man.
Have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you guys. And everyone on this call, I'll put everyone's social media links in the description. This video might have the most links possible, but anyone watching this who might have a direct connection or think they might understand. The thing about entrepreneurship and the thing about this social media thing is that we all have different personalities, we all have different backgrounds, we all have different skills, and there are other people out there looking at this that might connect more to me or more to Darius or more to Andrew, Eric, Alex, Miguel, Sarah. They're just people, because of their backgrounds and their connections or who they are, they might be more connected to one of us. And I think the internet is something that a lot of people in this modern age ignore a lot of the human element with us being online. And that is something else that we need to share and kind of break down. And a lot of the time it's not just about this one person, but someone from Trinidad trying to make money online might learn better from me. And someone from Germany, they're trying to make money online, might learn better from Darius, or vice versa, right? But it's just not, the idea is to keep promoting the fact that most of us, through our experience, have something to teach, and there are ways to verify if that information is right or wrong, and certain people learn better from certain people, from other people. So if you're watching this and you actually want to get connected to anyone on this call, everyone's social media links will be in the description. If you're watching this and Entrepreneur Zone is already available, there's a link in the description. You can go check out 1.0 or 1.2 that has all the training if you happen to come across this video before 2.0 is launched. And if you do join the first one, you'll be automatically transferred over to the second platform. But I look forward to seeing you guys in the platform. I look forward to helping grow this community and helping be part of you guys being more educated, being more prepared in growing a successful business. And I'm done. Have a good one, guys. All right. Talk to you guys later.